out like that. I'm asking about good. I'm just saying, you good, how you been type shit. Like, I said, is you cool? Oh, like that's what I'm saying.
I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole butt. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from the run, but you can't hide forever. Everybody else that want drama, come see us, man. Come right here, man. We be right out here. If you want drama with us, we right here, son.
Word.
Never stop. The war's on 24/7. Make no mistakes.
Lot of corny, man. A lot of corny rappers, man. I'm just like, yo, man. I could name a list of 100 corny rappers, yo.
Deep, like, yo, they had a lot of fights. Like, you know, they used to hang with the E-Money Bags and the Sherm the Worms and the crazy out to rest in peace to Prodigy. Like, they had fights, you know, they hang with super gangsters. Like,
Mobb Deep came up in an era when rap beefs weren't handled through Twitter posts or Instagram stories. If you had a problem with someone, you took it to the booth, and sometimes things got physical when rappers crossed paths in real life. And when it came to calling people out, Mobb Deep was right at the forefront, going at anyone who tried them.
Got a lot of garbage rappers out here running around like these supposed to be rapping, son. You know what I mean? This game's meant for a select circle.
These guys weren't even grown men yet. They were just teenagers. But that didn't stop them from stepping to anyone, no matter how big their name was. And honestly, you'd never guess they were so young just by listening to their music. Mobb Deep was dropping some of the darkest, hardest-hitting tracks of the time, filled with raw storytelling about life in Queensbridge, New York. Their minds were way ahead of their years. With classics like Shook Ones Part 2 and Survival of the Fittest, they were making some of the grittiest, most iconic hip-hop tracks, helping shape hardcore East Coast rap.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge.
Even today, some of their songs are still considered some of the best hip-hop has ever produced, both lyrically and musically. And that hardcore energy wasn't just in their music. It carried over into their real-life rap feuds, too. Mobb Deep didn't shy away from calling out some of the biggest names in the game. They were even right in the middle of the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, from legendary beefs with Tupac.
Like, you know what I'm saying, cross paths with Tupac after that? Yeah. Or did you ever have any ill will towards him? Oh, yeah, I want to put it. Yeah, I mean, shoot him, all that.
To going at Jay-Z.
I mean, I had super respect for Prodigy. You know, in order for me to really have a problem, in order for me to spar with you, like really spar, I gotta respect you.
And plenty of others, they had no problem going after rap's heavyweights. Let's take a look at some of those. One of Mobb Deep's earliest high-profile clashes was with none other than Snoop Dogg and Thaw Dogg Pound. It all started back in 1995, but interestingly, it wasn't even Mobb Deep who initially sparked the issue. It was actually a situation involving another hip-hop legend, the notorious B.I.G. It all kicked off with the release of New York, New York, a track by Thaw Dogg Pound featuring Snoop Dogg, which dropped in September 1995. Now, according to Snoop, the song wasn't meant to be a diss. It was actually intended as a tribute, a way of showing love to New York's hip-hop scene. But things took a turn for the worse when it came time to shoot the music video. During the video shoot, something happened that completely changed the dynamic. Snoop and his crew were shot at while they were filming in New York. According to Snoop, this wasn't just a random incident. He later claimed in interviews that Biggie had called into Hot 97, a major New York radio station, and let it be known that Thaw Dog Pound was in town filming. Not long after, the shots rang out. This completely caught Snoop off guard because, as he later explained, he had nothing but love for New York before the incident. He even went out of his way to invite local artists from the city to be part of the video.
On the radio, telling them like, yeah, y'all gonna let them come down here in our city and they down there in Times Square. Don't handle that.
Now, why would Biggie do something like that if the song wasn't even a diss? Well, some people believe that even though the track was supposedly paying homage, the lyrics had a tone that could be interpreted as disrespectful. After getting shot at, Snoop and Thaw Dog Pound decided to add some new scenes to the music video. They incorporated CGI footage showing them literally knocking over buildings and stomping on cars in New York City, making it look like they were destroying the city. There was also an intro where Snoop Dogg seemed to mimic or reference New York slang, which some fans took as further provocation.
I'm already to put work in. Take 10 steps and turn and shoot the first murder.
Mobb Deep wasn't about to let that slide. Their response came in the form of the track LA, LA, which dropped in April 1996. The song featured Prodigy on the chorus with verses from Capone and Noriega and Tragedy Gaddafi, and it flipped the chorus from New York, New York, turning it into a direct diss against the West Coast.
They made that, you know, we was looking at it like, what?
But the real heat came in the music video. The video for LA, LA featured two men in Los Angeles Dodgers hats, which many fans speculated were supposed to represent Daz Dillinger and Corrupt from Thaw Dog Pound. These two characters in the video are shown getting kidnapped, with one getting thrown off a building and the other being tortured to death. The corpse of the latter is then dramatically tossed off the Queensboro Bridge.
I'm from out of town, cause we coming from Queens and get down. LA.
Thankfully, the feud didn't last forever. Over time, things settled down and Mobb Deep eventually ended up working with Snoop Dogg on two tracks, Thou Shalt Not K and Get Down. But if Mobb Deep thought that was the end of their involvement in the East Coast versus West Coast war, they were wrong. Because not long after their situation with Snoop, they found themselves in another high-profile feud, this time with Tupac. Now, Tupac was already a legendary figure in hip-hop, and his beefs were known for being intense. According to Prodigy, in an interview with Vlad TV, he wasn't even a big fan of Tupac's music at first until the beef happened.
I actually didn't start liking Pac until he started dissing us. Like with Hit 'Em Up and Hail Mary. Those were records that were more like Mobb Deep.
Once their feud started, things got personal fast. It all escalated in 1996 when Tupac released Hit 'Em Up, one of the most infamous diss tracks in hip-hop history. In addition to going after artists like Biggie, Tupac also called out Mobb Deep by name, and he didn't hold back. One of the most ruthless lines in the song took direct aim at Prodigy's sickle cell anemia, a condition he had battled throughout his life. When this happened, both Prodigy and Havoc had different reactions. Havoc later admitted in an interview on Math Hoffa's YouTube channel that he actually felt honored to be mentioned by Tupac at all. In his eyes, being name-dropped by one of the biggest rappers in the game meant that Mobb Deep had truly arrived.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouted you out and it's all good. Let's go. Like, so we
Prodigy, on the other hand, had a different perspective. In his Vlad TV interview, he suggested that Tupac wasn't really coming for Mobb Deep personally. He was just trying to prove himself to Death Row Records and solidify his spot as their top soldier.
So I guess he felt like he was the one that had to step up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be the one that's gonna go at all you, and I'm gonna show my loyalty to Death Row since I'm new over here, and we're gonna make it happen right now. Fuck that is.
But regardless of Tupac's motivations, a diss is still a diss, and Mobb Deep wasn't about to let it slide. They fired back with Drop a Gem on Him, a track that wasted no time getting straight to the point. The song referenced the rumors about Tupac being R-worded in prison, warned him not to keep talking about New York, and even mentioned him getting shot in the head twice.
Got rock, got on the island, you officially blocked. Get that dog vibe back.
The most eerie part is that the track dropped just days before Tupac was shot and offed in Las Vegas. Looking back, it made the song feel almost like a bad omen. Out of respect for Tupac's family, Mobb Deep decided to pull the single from radio play, but they still included it on their album. Posthumously, Tupac still had more words for Mobb Deep on his Machiavelli album, The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, which was released after his death. Songs like Bomb First, My Second Reply, and Against All Odds contained more shots at Mobb Deep. Their next high-profile clash came against another New York legend, Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z is an artist who needs no introduction. By the time their feud ignited, he was already well on his way to cementing his legacy as one of the greatest rappers of all time. But despite both him and Mobb Deep being from New York, their paths would eventually collide in a heated rivalry, specifically between Jay-Z and Prodigy. The origins of this beef can actually be traced back to a single line in Jay-Z's song, Money, Cash, H. This track was widely interpreted as Jay-Z's response to New York, New York by The Dogg Pound and Snoop Dogg. But in doing so, Jay-Z didn't just address the West Coast. He also took a subtle dig at Mobb Deep. Essentially, he dismissed LA. The track Mobb Deep had helped create as a response, saying that it wasn't a strong enough clapback to what Snoop and The Dogg Pound had done. At first, things didn't immediately explode between them, but over time, little jabs were thrown here and there. Eventually, the tension built up until everything came to a head at one of the biggest hip-hop events of the year, Hot 97's Summer Jam in 2001. This was the moment when Jay-Z decided to go all in. He took the stage and debuted Takeover, a diss track aimed at both Nas and Mobb Deep. The full version of the track would later be released on Jay's album The Blueprint, but during that Summer Jam performance, he had the entire crowd hanging on to every word. While Takeover eventually became more famous for fueling Jay-Z's feud with Nas, the original performance at Summer Jam placed a heavy focus on Prodigy. In one of the most talked about moments of the event, Jay-Z put up a huge screen on stage and displayed a childhood photo of Prodigy dressed as Michael Jackson.
The ballerina, I got the picture, I see you.
Now, for most people, a childhood photo isn't exactly career-ending. But in the hyper-masculine, street-focused world of early 2000s hip-hop, it was enough to send shockwaves. The crowd went wild, and the moment became one of the most infamous moments in Summer Jam history. But Prodigy wasn't about to let this go unanswered. Mobb Deep responded later that year in December 2001 on their album Infamy. Tracks like Crawlin' and The Learning, Burn, contained direct shots at Jay-Z. However, despite the intensity of their feud at the time, things didn't remain hostile forever. In a 2017 interview with Rap Radar, Jay-Z confirmed that he and Prodigy were able to settle their differences before Prodigy's passing.
I mean, I had super respect for Prodigy. You know, in order for me to really have a problem, in order for me to spar with you, like really spar, I gotta respect this. I respect his. I sampled him from my first album, so you know I was aware of him and had a respect for him. And we spoke. Me and him spoke before he passed.
While most of the feuds we've mentioned stayed within the booth, there were some that got physical. And that brings us to another wild chapter in their history, their conflict with Saigon and True Life. Saigon was an artist closely associated with True Life, and while he wasn't initially looking for trouble with Mobb Deep, he ended up in the middle of a serious altercation with Prodigy by proxy, and all of this stemmed from a dispute over a single verse. It all started when Prodigy recorded a verse for a song called When You're a Thug, a collaboration with True Life and Cool G Rap. He was paid for the feature, and everything seemed to be going smoothly, until Prodigy decided to recycle part of that same verse for a different track. He used a portion of the verse on Never Going Back, a Mobb Deep song that ended up on the Any Given Sunday movie soundtrack. The problem was, that song came out before When You're a Thug was even released. This made it seem like Prodigy had taken True Life's money, but then turned around and used the verse for his own purposes first.
Deep incident, man. We had did a record together, me, Prodigy, and Cool G Rap, you know what I'm saying? Came out alright, you know what I mean? We had a little buzz going with the record, and it played itself and spit the verse on another record when we paid him for that verse already, so we ended up getting to a little controversy. He treated me like a funny style, tried to holler, he played games. So I had to wake him up, let him know what I was about.
True Life wasn't having it. He felt like he had been cheated out of an original verse that he had paid for, and he wanted to settle the score. So, he and his crew decided to take matters into their own hands. They went straight to the studio where Mobb Deep was known to record, and they didn't come alone. When they arrived, the place was full of people, including DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill and GZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. But while the studio was packed, neither Prodigy nor Havoc was actually there at the time. That didn't stop True Life's crew from making a statement. They roughed up several people who were present, pistol whipped them, and even robbed them. To make things even more intense, they even fired off a shot inside the studio. Interestingly, DJ Muggs and GZA were left completely untouched.
You know, we ended up taking it there, man. Ran in the studio with 9 guns, two shotguns.
Running with Uzis and shotguns and guns.
You know, slapped. A few cats up.
This other kid over here, they pistol whipped him.
Sent the home.
Meanwhile, Saigon didn't want things to get physical. He was more interested in talking things out and resolving the situation peacefully before it escalated into something worse. Another notable feud that emerged during their run was with Keith Murray and Redman. While today, subgenres like weed rap and psychedelic hip-hop have been widely accepted in the culture, things were different back in the 90s. Rappers who built their brand around recreational drug use weren't always embraced by those who considered themselves hardcore lyricists. This divide was made crystal clear on The Infamous Prelude, a spoken-word intro track from Mobb Deep's 1995 album, The Infamous. On this track, Prodigy didn't hold back in voicing his disdain for rappers who focused on rhyming about weed, partying, and other lighthearted topics instead of hardcore street narratives. Now, while Prodigy didn't directly call out any names on the track, the words were enough for Keith Murray to take offense. He felt like the statements were aimed at him and his close collaborator, Redman. Both Keith and Redman were known for their ties to the Def Squad and their signature high-energy, weed-influenced styles. They were the type of rappers who didn't take themselves too seriously, often incorporating humor and wild metaphors into their music, something that contrasted sharply with Mobb Deep's raw, grimy realism. Instead of letting it slide, Keith Murray fired back with 80-bar assassin freestyle, where he went all in. He called out Prodigy by name multiple times, bringing up personal details like his background at a dance school, which was seen as an attempt to discredit his street credibility. He also took a low blow by referencing Prodigy's sickle cell disease.
Shape or form, and when you die with the rest of the mob beat, it's on. You ain't got enough strength to even run.
Despite the back and forth on wax, there was a moment when things could have been resolved. In a 2021 interview with On The Radar, Keith Murray revealed that he had spoken to Havoc about the situation. According to Havoc, the comments on The Infamous Prelude weren't specifically aimed at Keith or Redman, but since the words had come from Prodigy's mouth, it was up to him to clarify. However, before any real resolution could be reached, the feud escalated to something more than just words. A physical altercation occurred. Mobb Deep continued to address the situation in their mute.
Let's everybody, a moment of silence for Prodigy. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Rest in peace, baby. Daffy, which is the second single off the War Report. The original version was released in 1995 as a response to the Dog Pound's New York, New York. The original recording was over the New York, New York beat, but Marley Marl remixed the song when they couldn't clear the beat, and the official version was released in April of 1996. The original version of this song featured a verse from Prodigy, but was removed. It's October 27th.
But the relationship between P and Nas.
It was complicated.
It was like
complex.
in and out and do a song together and get on the Queensbridge album.
But they always liked each other.
Right.
They always
were
liked
like
each
frenemies.
other. It was right.
Together, son, your beef is mine.
It's July 2nd. It's April 25th, 1995, and Mobb Deep releases their album, The Infamous, featuring the song Eye for an Eye.
As time goes by, an eye for an eye. We in this together, son, your beef is mine. So long as the sun shines to light up the sky. We in this together, son, your beef is mine.
It's July 2nd, 1996. and Nas releases It Was Written featuring the song Live Ninja Rap, which was supposed to appear on Mobb Deep's album Hell on Earth, but after Nas recorded his verse, he wanted to purchase the song because he felt he needed a street record at that time. Prodigy was reluctant to sell the song to Nas, but he eventually felt it would be better promotion for Mobb Deep if the song appeared on Nas's album. Prodigy's verse was also originally written for LA, Mobb Deep's collaboration.
When have you ever heard an Eminem song in the club? I don't hear Eminem in the streets. I'm just a better rapper.
2 decades in the game, and the game is still one of the most complicated figures in hip-hop. His story isn't just about hits or misses. It's about the sharp turns. Welcome to the Art of
Tell me, am I wrong to let the others talk? You said something there, so you answer me. If a Donny gets at you, never.
Now, the things you're about to see in this video are going to be absolutely
IBS-related diarrhea.
On the Iceland swim, it's going to be quite similar to swimming around Great Britain, where you basically swim for 6 hours, sleep for 6 hours, swim for 6 hours, so you're swimming with the tide and then resting when it's against you. So you have almost this biphasic sleep, and at My Protein, we're so ahead of the curve. So it's so good. I'm constantly checking in with the guys at MPD, and they're just using me as like a little bit of a guinea pig, going, take this, do this, and disappear off out to sea, and that's exactly what I do.
Now, the things you're about to see in this video are going to be absolutely insane. We are officially on our way to Liver King Ranch, and that is a sentence that I never really thought that I would say. So here's what we know right now about the Liver King situation. He was on the way to Austin, Texas after threatening Joe Rogan to a fight, and he started posting these sort of odd videos. Like, he did get arrested there. We kind of want to check in on that for one, like, what's going on? We are genuinely 100% going in there with all positivity, love, and empathy for the guy. Does this mean we excuse everything he's done? No. What a lot of people need to understand in this video, this might be the most valuable thing you can get from this video, is that you don't have to agree. Of course he does. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Like, be on Instagram, like,
you know.
Oh, look at you! Oh God, he's a fan, and not because of your physique, like your face.
Energy.
Yeah. Beach cowboy. Tanner.
Tanner's good.
So Tanner's a pro big wave surfer.
Like big.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Oh shit! So like we're gonna go big today on the boat?
Yeah.
How big you wanna go?
Oh, as big as it can go.
You wanna go? Okay.
And we gotta get Striker and Rad out to California.
Get you on that.
Yes, we gotta bring him.
Right before we move on to this, so I want to say yes.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna go big today. I have an idea. I know how to make the odds similar.
Okay. Taco Tuesday.
I love this. What time is dinner, bro?
4 on Tuesday.
Unless
1,600 hours. Otherwise,
so like we crystallize shit in time. No one ever has to say what time is dinner.
Yeah.
What time's the funk container? Because we got these 4 or 5 containers every day.
Yeah.
So he just said, are we still doing? Has it been otherwise spoken? No. So dinner's at 4, unless otherwise spoken, and you're hungry.
yes.
So we're gonna start going down there. You guys are invited. You should come. And then we're gonna start doing our shit. And if dinner's legit 4, then we'll just peel right back up and do that.
Basically, what the Cookie Verse is there is this creator, Cookie King, and he's a really good
Cookie
guy.
King?
Yeah, his name's Cookie King.
Oh, that's good.
But he's a little out of shape, you know, and he's trying to get in shape. And over the last couple months, basically, we've just tried to help him get locked in, as we call it.
Oh, locked in.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Yes. And then so we created basically a reality show where I help these kids who kind of struggle with the all the problems that a lot of kids struggle with. They play too much video games. They're
You have a
just
reality
on blue
show?
light. Yeah, basically.
On
It's like a
YouTube or what?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube show.
Wow.
And we
How
take them
old are you?
surfing. I'm 32.
This year?
Yeah.
I stopped working out this year. Look how big that muscle is.
Yeah,
That's
no, we
huge.
saw it.
Oh, God.
Maybe we'll eat that later.
Oh, dude, we're going to go in the gardens later.
Surfing. I'm 32.
This year?
Yeah.
I stopped working out this year. Look how big that muscle is.
Yeah,
That's
no,
huge.
we saw it.
Oh, God.
Maybe we'll eat that later.
Oh, dude, we're going to go in the gardens later.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
and
but,
so
pe-
as it
people
relates
were-
to social media,
Yeah.
I used to call it anti-social media. I did this thing because I knew that we can make a difference.
Absolutely.
I knew
100%.
it's the message, okay? Bloodied and marred in the arena.
Yeah.
Let's go. That'll be, you can call me whatever. All that's fine. Bloodied and marred. It's. Oh, man.
Yeah,
and
but,
so
pe-
as it
people
relates
were-
to social media,
Yeah.
I used to call it anti-social media. I did this thing because I knew that we can make a difference.
Absolutely.
I knew
100%.
it's the message, okay? Bloodied and marred in the arena.
Yeah.
Let's go. That'll be, you can call me whatever. All that's fine. Bloodied and marred. It's great if you don't get whatever comments, you get the love.
Yeah.
Y'all did it right. Social media, I don't know, give me the benefit of the doubt. I have no fucking clue
Yeah.
because I don't even know what's on mine.
For sure. And
On
so,
my
like,
IG,
yeah,
bro.
100%. And like, so when we're like, hey, we're going down, visiting Liver King, there was some like just blatant myths that like we want to dispel. Number one, people go, oh, his kids must be scared. His wife must be scared. They must be having a tough time.
They work hard.
Yeah, they do.
I want to be really clear because people see their cars and like, oh, you're spoiled, and then they don't know what to say back. You guys are barbarians. We've made you do X. You didn't have a choice. Now you have a choice, but be proud of what you've done.
Yeah.
I'm only reconciled. What you said is, oh, they have a great life. You don't know how hard they bleed for this great life they have.
100%.
But the truth is what you said. It wasn't an exercise band hit me in the head. I was doing an exercise where I had it mounted on the walls the first time I ever did this on the door handle.
Yeah.
I had two bands at max tension. This is exciting, bro. This is exciting because I have two at like max tension. I'm gonna get these rear delts, bro.
Yeah.
Officially, I need to make another apology video.
Okay.
Because I actually didn't take steroids.
Yeah.
I took a steroid.
One steroid. Yeah.
It was testosterone cream.
Yeah.
So I need to make an apology video to clarify that one. So I'm not taking any steroid at the time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the biggest fucking rear delts you've ever seen.
Yep.
And the next thing I know, I wake up on the ground. But as I'm trying to flash back, I kind of remember, but you don't actually remember. But it came. So it came off the door. Both of them did. The door handle came off with it, and both of my heads, both of my heads. So it goes boom, 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 and I guess the band hit me right in the eye.
Yeah.
I couldn't see out of either eye though. I knocked myself out first here, and then I'm not alert, so then I have another concussion in the back, and then
Because we all watch pro sports. We watch.
Hey. Are you in there? Oh my god, what is it? This is part of it. What did you do? Did I do it right?
Lifestyle, culture, art, business. That's at the heart of why we all chose to come to LBS.
as the leader of this message, we have a generation of young men and just a population that aren't optimizing, that aren't living the life like this, sitting around a table, you guys residual stoked to begin with, to be stoked to do. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yesterday was an apocalyptic day for me. I mean, every I haven't said my opening prayer. Today's always a tough day. Tuesday's transacting with the outside world. I do a very small window of it, and then you guys are here, so what I'm doing is just regular life. You guys are invited to do everything I do in regular life, but I'm still going to do that. You're invited to all the business meetings. You're invited to this prayer. Thank you, God, for right now. Thank you, sun, moon, earth, wind, water. Thank you, time. Thank you to my family, Striker, Brad, my boys, Zach, my queen. Please show us what we need to see today. Reveal to us what we need to feel today. Please seal it into us with the expression of actual action. Not words, but action, just today. Please help us to discern what matters, to be profitable with our time, to bridge the gap, the delta to perfect, to walk in your light, king time. King time is like going out on the boat. I really wanted to go fucking wake surfing. Striker's hungry. We got to be back at 4. Trying to juggle 6 fucking things, and I just want to talk to you. These guys seem great. I know we'll never have enough fucking time to actually do it. You know what the space that it really deserves. Blame it right now. Sure. So go ahead and say what it is.
My delta the perfect today was after the workout when I was eating lunch. I didn't realize you had DM'd me and asked like where we were and stuff.
Who did?
Right.
Oh, DMs?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, dude, it's working.
We're at the guest house, yeah.
So this is how social media is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Like as a utility, not as a distraction. So DM, boom, boom, boom. Okay.
I mean, I didn't see that DM until an hour later until I was planning to go. But during my lunch, it's normally half an hour. I eat, watch like a YouTube video or something. But then I sat there and just watched like another YouTube video for another 20 minutes. So that's where I could have like cut some time and then would have been able to hang out.
What was the video about?
It was FaZe Clan. Stupid stuff. Yeah.
So,
I did a video with FaZe Raw. Go hang out with him. He's in San Diego.
That doesn't matter. What matters is your delta to perfect. The action that you could have taken different so that you could have had a more perfect experience that you will take next time is the discernment to be like, maybe I don't need 20 minutes of wasting time because I got a better bet waiting, right?
Yeah.
But so what's the actual action that you would take though? How would you know to discern that? Like, how do you take that action next time?
I think, like, I was sitting there in that moment kind of deciding, like, do I want to click on this video or should I go up? Oh wait, Rad's probably not even done watching, so I gave myself a bunch of reasons to click on that video, which I could easily avoid.
So this is why the understanding to share with you guys really matters, because you don't just go to the delta to perfect. We spent months going to, what did you do? So she asks whatever. She asks a lot of questions at dinner. What y'all do today? What'd you learn? How much screen time? You fucking name it, right?
Yeah.
None of it matters really. And so she can ask all those questions. And when I retired social media, Liver King guy, you know, now I can see what's going on.
I mean, it took me a while to fall asleep last night. I guess that's the only thing I could say.
Good. Okay. And so what's the delta? How come?
I don't really know why.
Let's think about it. Temperature, thinking.
Yeah, I guess it's just thinking.
You know what you're thinking about?
I don't remember exactly. I think sometimes just like random stuff runs through your mind at night.
You know, my delta perfect is I made some bad decisions yesterday. Just today. I made bad decisions that affected me today, and now I'm being really general. I'm choosing not to overshare right now. What could I have done differently? Oh my God. Yesterday was an apocalyptic day for me. I mean, every horrible thing that you could imagine happened yesterday. I mean, every single one after another, and then I was like, okay, well, you know, it's fine because I'm about to get this massage on my intestines, and I needed that, and then this other lady does this, what do you call that? You anyone know what the newbie is? It's called a newbie. Dude, oh my God, this thing's fucking amazing. So I was like, oh, I can't wait for this. I get this gut thing, and then the newbie. After all these, okay, what's your better bet? What do I have to look forward to? Because, oh my God, this didn't work, this didn't. This is like, it's laughable how horrible. But I was coming home, and I thought, you know what I have, though, to look forward to?
Popular product, just because we have a lot of athletes that follow us and stuff. And yeah, powder. Yeah.
And so it's magnesium, potassium, and sodium.
Yeah, magnesium glycinate, potassium chloride, sea salt, and pink Himalayan salt.
What kind of magnesium?
Magnesium glycinate. So we wanted to go with a form of magnesium that's a bit more gut friendly.
Oh God, have y'all tasted this?
It tastes so good.
It's so good.
It's like a Gatorade.
It's so good.
Yeah.
What is this lime?
Yeah, that's lemon lime.
Oh
People
God.
say it tastes like Gatorade. Shit tastes like well, Gatorade used to be a salt-based electrolyte before they.
Wow. Okay, this is good. The reason why it's of great utility is because real barbarians know this. Blood. We would take animals, and the blood from the animal would seep through the fucking earth, go into the streams, and what water used to have, which we would drink, would have all that stuff in there. And now we've filtered it out, and we have municipalities that, and then these big boxes, these companies try and sell it back to us without this. So like we have a malnourishment problem. So now we have water that's not really water, it's anemic stuff. We used to drink water that had blood and actually had the stuff that we need to operate. And so now we're putting that shit back in.
Yeah.
And we call it barbarian water. Where's my fucking mug, y'all? We're talking about the same thing.
Okay, nice.
Where's my mug, y'all? Okay. We're talking about the same thing. So we make this too.
Yeah.
I don't want to commingle the promotion.
Yeah.
Mine has blood in there. Most people don't want to have real blood.
I would try some of
Well, to try it right now. Like I said, I don't want to commingle promotion.
Salud.
But this salud, bro. Yeah. We're gonna go do everything I want to do.
It tastes fire.
It's fire. Dude.
That'd be good. Yeah, that's good.
$10 million, and it can all go away. If I won't say another word. If anyone from your team contacts anyone in my team or someone in the comments, or I don't check DMs, so don't do that one. You can send me I don't know, get in touch with someone on my team. It won't be that tough. Liver King. That's my $10 million, and it can all go away.
We got to talk about Liver King. Do you know that our podcast was the first public forum where he was asked about doing steroids and that he got exposed for being on a clothes?
If you ask me, yo, how would you describe Liver King in person? He is a sweet man.
But so smelly.
Like, if you were to die in Coney Island and your body wasn't discovered for like 13 to 17 days, that would be the smell that is secreted from his own.
We got to talk about Liver King. Dude.
Liver King is speedrunning death yet again. Because everyone believed for a while he was natural. Even in December, he was called natural for 5 months. However, people say that now he's on the creamy stuff again and say they've got concrete proof because his skin is turning red again. A sign of heightened blood pressure due to steroids abuse. And not only that, he now is half blind and is being sued for $25 million. Even news reporters like Piers Morgan calling him out. So that's why everyone is saying Liver King is speedrunning death yet again.
Yeah, the Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Well,
just shut the fuck up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods and, you know, he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. All that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet. Well, look at him.
Because, I mean,
just, do you know how rare it is to have a physique like that and not be on steroids? Yeah, the liver.
1 year ago, I made a video on.
You don't?
He thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him, for a terroristic threat. The whole time that terroristic threat you thought was a bomb or something inside that box was actually a present back for you and your mothership colleagues for having my wife and me in mothership that I've held on to for a while, just looking for the right time to give it to you. And you thought the videos would stop, but they will not. He thought if you just put them in jail.
Liver King is...
Why do you not tell people about your steroid usage? Because of what it implies. I think a better question really is, it's the same question, do you take things? My answer has been the same because I've always told the truth. And you can say or think whatever you want, of course. But at the end of the day, this is what my message is really all about. Did you know 50 years ago, we had on average 50% higher testosterone? If you just think about that, we could probably go 50 to 100% higher just by doing the 9 ancestral tenets. Isn't that what most people do with steroids? To increase their testosterone by 50 to 100%?
We got to talk about Liver King. Do you...
Area 51 housed extra... People always ask me, how do you stay so fit upside down on your hands? And I always tell them, the answer's the same. I do active wrists and a whole lot of deficit work.
Happy birthday! We really hope that you're still